Right, okay, so you got this Dell laptop here. This is a, so this computer is a Dell P75F laptop. It's a lovely laptop actually. Dell Inspiron P75F, and the problem is when you turn it on, it sticks on the Dell screen and it doesn't go further into Windows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and I've tried to go into the boot up recovery. It doesn't do anything, into the diagnostics doesn't do anything, so I'm going to take this apart and take the hard drive out, back up any files, and then try and do a system restore reinstallation from an external Windows Media through the USB flash drive. So that's what I'll be doing now. I'll wait a few more moments to see if this boots into Windows. Yep, nothing. So I'm going to do exactly what I've just said. So I'm going to do is turn this computer on its back, so to speak, onto its back, so like this. I'm going to, I've already taken the screws out of this one. So I've already taken the screws out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's one screw here I need to take out, actually. One more. So there's one more here as well. I need to lift out. So yeah, let's take this apart. Get a spatula tool to help with this one. Just gonna try and separate the two. Okay, so if I just try and separate this then now, just simply using my fingernails, maybe it's not a good idea, but with all the dirt that's in between the system, try and find my spatula tool. I can always best to use an old credit card as well, actually, because it doesn't ruin the plastics. This is an old credit card, void credit card, so ends up being a bit more bit difficult to break apart, then you can just use the metal tool. Just going to separate this bit here. Around. Difficult to get apart, this one. Okay. Here you go. So now separated that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drive out. Take the drive out here, and I'm going to attempt to hook it up to my I'm going to power up the drive externally into a desktop, and then try and get the files off that way. So disconnect the SATA cable from the hard drive, and then we'll hook that into, this is the hard disk, we'll hook that into an external power source, maybe a desktop power supply unit, and hook it up to a laptop that way, just to get a reading. There, I've got my hard drive connected here with the power lead cable connected to the power connector. I've got the power port connected to the power connector here, and I've also got the SATA for the data, and that's connected to a USB 2 to SATA cable kit that connects to the USB cable to the USB port on my laptop. That's going to read the data as soon as the power is transferred to the hard drive to turn it on. So to do that, I'm going to turn the power port on. I'm going to turn the power supply unit on. I'm going to turn the power supply unit on using a paper clip on the green and black cables. To turn the power cable on, to turn the power supply unit on. I should hear a beep. Okay, so now that my, if I go into my this PC, that's my drive there, SDXC E colon. So if I double click on something called critical disk info 8, and there you go. That will test give me a health status on my drive. So if I go to E drive, you go caution, current pending sector count 152. So I'm going to order a brand new hard drive for that, because it's a failed hard drive. Toshiba MQ01. Is that the right one? Yep, MQ0 on here. That's definitely the right drive I'm testing. So it tells me when I need a new drive. I'm going to try and back up the data from that drive if I can. If it's not too much of a struggle, and then I'm going to go ahead and install the Windows from my external flash drive onto that new drive. So I'm doing here then, in order to get hold of my files, I'm going to have to go into users. That's so go back in users, and before you can copy any files, you're going to have to grant security permissions. So right click and go to properties. Then if you go to security, go to advanced permissions, click on continue, click on replace all child object permissions. So it's going to grant access to all its child properties and contents. On administrator, click on enable inheritance, and click on apply. Do you wish to continue? Yes. And this will take depending on how good the drive is, how much data content on there, will go through and grant permissions. This may take a while, about 5-10 minutes, probably more. Right, so whenever you see this error applying security pop-up comes up, you might you probably see it come up quite often in the grant security permissions process. Click on continue, and keep doing that for the remains of this process. Okay, so what I've got here now, I've loaded up my backup local disk K, as you can see there, and I'm going to transfer all my files, or the files from that drive, onto that one there. So so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make my way to that drive. Where are we? User. So I highlighted the folders here: desktop, documents, favorites, pictures of by control, and by holding the control button and the left mouse button to select multiple folders. I'm going to right click, copy, or send to K. I'm going to send those to K, and it's a lot of files. There's about 100. So the drive that I want is partition is L. So I'm going to right click, select send to, new volume L. Click on that, and it's going to make its way, as you can see, to that partition. It's going to process the time required. At the moment it's 1 hour 15 minutes, about 180 gigabytes. So I'm going to copy that, and that's making its way now to be backed up before I can then put in the new drive. Okay, thank you. To be then, just happens to be that on this computer it has an SSD slot, which is fantastic. So I'm going to exchange this hard disk for an SSD, which I'm going to store this part in SSD 980, which is around 500 gigabyte drive, and I've now backed up all the data from this drive, transferred it over to my computer. So I'm going to unscrew this screw here. This way is better, so you can see it better this way. So yeah, do that. That, and then carefully hold it between on the sides. I try not to hold the chips, just in case it gives static. pass on static electricity into it, which will not be good. So pop that in there, press down on it, and pop that screw back here. Amazing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to boot up Windows on this using my flash drive. Right, okay, so I've got my flash drive in here. Windows 10 flash drive, bootable flash drive with my Windows 10 system. And I'm going to turn this on, yeah. Turn the computer on. I'm just going to hope that it's going to boot off my flash drive. So we should soon be booting off the flash drive now, despite this patch at the bottom. There we go. That's the Windows 10 installation from my flash drive. So let's see what we've got here. We can see that. So yeah, I want to click on UK. United Kingdom, because we're based in the UK. Click on next, install now, set up your starting. Let's wait for it to click on this accept license terms. Click on next, and custom install. And we don't want to partition this, so I'm going to click on next. So this should only take, because it's a solid state drive built straight into the board. It's going to take a lot quicker than if it's just a normal SSD drive. So let me tell you a little bit about SSD drives on chips that are on a PCB board that is directly connected to your computer. They are the fastest drive you can get, because you can also get a solid state drive through SATA and directly from the place that I took the hard disk out. That is 10 times faster. Now the SATA drive that's connected straight onto the board itself, that is at least 20 times faster than the hard disk, 20 times faster than this thing, if not more. And that's the fastest drive you can get, which is an NVMe drive. That's the drive that I put in, that you just saw, that thin long stick PCB board. That's the fastest drive you can get, and depending upon how fast the processor is, it's always limited by the processor speed. But nevertheless, that drive, if you've got that technology and functionality on your computer, straight away go for that drive as your replacement. So it's heading towards 80%. I'll also put a link onto where you can get one of those drives. That was only a 500 gigabyte one, or not only, but still pretty high capacity. But I'll send some links onto my put some links as to where you can get these drives from in my description. Okay, so this is now finished, the installation. So what I do now is I'm just going to boot into getting the system ready. This takes a couple of minutes. What I was doing now is trying to build the, initialize all the services that's been deployed into the system for the installation, and setting all those up, getting it ready.
Hi there, I'm Cortana for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay...
So now you just go ahead and you just select your options. So region, click next.
Your keyboard is set to US. Want to stick with that?
Then you just go ahead onto keyboard. Select your country, obviously.
Do you also type with another keyboard?
Skip.
Now let's get you connected to a network. That way you can...
Just muted that, so I don't have the internet, because I want to sign in with I want to create a local account on this. Continue limited setup, because I don't want the Office installed. So now, so now it's just going this after selecting those various yes or no questions. It's going to set up, say please wait a few minutes, and it's now booted straight into the Windows desktop, ready for us to put on our personal files, our programs, and also later on install the Windows updates. Okay, so what I'm going to do next now is I'm going to plug in my USB cable. This will allow me to remove a flash drive. This will allow me to transfer back my personal files onto my computer. New volume J. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to select all of these files, actually all of these, up to desktop. Control copy, and I'm going to go into this PC. C, always go into C, user directory, Sarah, that's the name of the person, and then I'm going to paste those, Control and V. We'll paste all those in those directories. And yeah, and that's all you do. That's how you do it. Basically, this process has now allowed me to get hold of my files from my hard drive, from the debunked hard drive. Retrieving your files and restoring your files from your debunked hard drive. It can be easier, or it can be like this. In this case, it's quite easy. For a drive that has had 152 relocated sectors, if I kept using the drive for much longer, and it would have gotten a worse position, worse state very quickly, or not so quickly, then retrieving my files, which would have been much more difficult, having a much more difficult task to do so. Thankfully, it didn't go that far, and I managed to restore the files and be alerted of this problem much sooner than what might have happened. Allowed me to have a smooth transition in getting my files and restoring them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope this has helped you, and please like, subscribe and comment. Keep posted for future videos. Thank you so much. Bye for now.